Hi, I'm Dee and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the best fried ramen you've ever had homemade. It's a really simple tutorial. If this sounds interesting to you, I hope you follow along. Let's get started. So I'm going to list, as always, an ingredients page. Basically, we're going to use cabbage, green onion, eggs, shiitake mushrooms. This is my favorite ramen. You can get this at Walmart. Love it, very tasty. We're going to use some pure sesame oil, some soy sauce, and some regular oil to fry in. So we've got veggies, protein with our eggs, some meat texture in the shiitake mushroom. Looks like our noodles are starting to boil. Now, everyone likes their noodles cooked a different way. I like mine al dente, even raw ramen noodle al dente. Remember that once we take this out, we're going to put it together and we're going to put it back in the cast iron pan, and we're going to fry it again so it has another chance to cook. That's why I recommend taking this out before it's cooked all the way through. Let me do a little test. A little bit longer. But you can see that it broke up. It's boiling just fine. You don't always need a pot to boil something. If you just watch and see when it comes to a boil, keep an eye on it. You can boil just fine in a pan. So we're letting that boil through a little while longer. Again, tongs are good to break this up. Now let's prep our surface. We're going to take the ramen out. We're going to drain it. We're going to put a little more oil in the pan and let that heat up. We're going to transfer everything and start frying it. So I've drained my noodles. I have an empty pan here. Now comes the frying part. Well, more frying. Let's heat up a little more oil. Again, enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And let that heat up halfway. So the first thing we want to do before we put the cabbage and the ramen back in together is we want to cook up an egg, our mushrooms, and our scallions. Now when you're cooking up this egg, you're going to have to keep it moving. You don't want to burn that egg, right? So a metal spatula, look at that. Love the cast iron. While the egg is cooking up, I want to go ahead and transfer my scallions and my mushrooms. Get those cooking up nice. I'm trying to toss them and get them coated as well. Pretty much after a minute or so, your egg is already cooked anyway. It looks delicious and it smells delicious already. Again, we're tossing and tossing, and here comes the yummy goodness. All right, so we're going to put our ramen noodles in. We're going to put our cabbage in. tossing. We're going to turn it up just a little bit. Remember, everything's mostly cooked anyway. We just want to get that nice brown char on it. Oh my goodness, look at that. Don't forget, we have that yummy seasoning pack. Toss the ramen and the cabbage around. Get that seasoning pack everywhere. All the pieces. Let's actually turn it up to 8 out of 10. Now, the sesame oil is going to make everything come together. I'm going to put a little bit around. Remember, we've got it trying to get back up to hot, hot, hot. Ooh, that sesame oil smells great. And you're going to notice, even if you have a well-seasoned pan like I do, this pan was made in the 1930s, and it has been well loved. Even though you have a well-seasoned pan, you're going to notice that the food is going to start sticking on the bottom. That's what you want. That's the yumminess. And again, when you're not working with a Teflon style pan, you're not really worried about that. We can scrape and scrape. So I'm going to let it cook a little bit. We added some pure sesame oil. I'm going to let it cook a little bit. I'm going to scrape the bottom of the pan and toss it over. Let me tell you, when you bite into that crunchy yumminess at the very end, the part that started to char up a little bit, you're going to see why this is my favorite fried ramen recipe. So again, we're starting to scrape the bottom of the pan. And toss it. Now, I'm using an egg for my meat, but I have made this with thinly sliced pork. And what I did was I got a regular pork package at the grocery store, took it back to the butcher where they cut the meat up. I'm not going to use this dried vegetable pack. We're going to leave that out. And I have asked them for the pork chops that they've had in the pack. I've asked them to cut thinly sliced. And it came out just as well. If you're going to use any other meat, just remember, after you've cooked your ramen and you've cooked your cabbage, before you mix them together, you want to saute your meat. Add everything back together then. Okay, at this point we're going to add a little bit of soy sauce. In this recipe, I like the soy sauce, but I love the sesame oil. So once you make it, you're going to determine what you like better and how much of what you like. The longer you leave this and the more char you cook, in my opinion, better it is. And I think we're at that point now. So, let's clear everything away. And look at this deliciousness. transfer this over. Scrape everything down. Oh, pan's heavy. All right. Look at this. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. But let's give it the taste test. Look at that. Let's get a little bit of cabbage on there. A little bit of mushroom. So good. I hope you enjoyed following along with me, making my favorite fried ramen recipe ever. And for now, I'm gonna get my eat on. We'll see you later.